I will start the podcast.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Why Is Sunil Dead Inside? The new podcast from Sunil Patel, Gary Trow, and Harriet Kemsley.
Why do you forget my name?
I forgot your name.
I often forget if your name's Kemsley or Kelmsley.
Yeah,
I forget how many L's are in
I've
it.
known you for 10 years, Gary.
Kemsley.
People introduce me to stage all the time as Kelmsley.
No, I thought they said Nosley.
That's so mean. That's so mean.
That happened though, didn't it?
That did happen once.
Harriet
That
Nosley.
did happen once. And I thought it was personal about my nose. Because I think they must have been picturing my face and then they thought nose and then they
I
said
don't
Harriet
think
Nosley.
your nose isn't big.
It's not. It's certainly not the
Thank
biggest
you.
thing on your face.
No.
Wait, what's bigger on my face?
You've
Mouth,
got massive
eyes.
Yeah, massive
Let's have a look.
eyes. I'd call you Harriet Ainsley.
You got sneaky little sneaks eyes.
yeah, little creepy
snake,
eyes.
creepy little sneaky
creepy
eyes.
Yeah, people think it's Kelmsley, but it's not like Kelmsley's a famous word, so
No.
it doesn't
Well,
make
North
sense.
Kemsley.
no, I know.
Kemsley's not a
I
famous
know,
word.
But if
Can words be
if-
famous?
If like well known, I think is what I mean.
Famous.
Like
Yeah.
like Patel is quite a common
Oh, I
surname.
see. Yeah,
like
yeah,
no one
common
says,
name, yeah.
no one accidentally says Sunil
Patel.
Patel.
Tro
yeah.
is not.
Trow
Gary
is not.
Tro.
Tro.
I
It's
watched
not.
a documentary about the surname Patel.
Really?
Yeah, there was a documentary on...
Please tell me about it. I don't know
boring.
enough about it. No,
It was so boring, I've forgotten everything about it.
there's an association of Patels in the UK.
Right,
What
but
does
it's
that
a very
mean?
common name in a country, and I've
Yeah.
forgotten which country that is.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
England.
It is more common here than India.
Is it really?
Well, in terms of
Oh,
like,
it's Paltel in India, isn't
Paltel.
it? Yeah.
well, obviously there's loads of Patels in India, but I think it's loads of them moved here because a lot of the Patels were moved here from like East Africa, the Ugandan when they got kicked out by Idi Amin.
What does association mean though? Like gang shit?
Association.
Yeah, you said
Well,
there was
it's
an
like-
there's a
association
gang
of
of club-
Patels.
Club. There's a club.
What,
Are you a
club?
member?
The Bloods, the Crips, and the Patels. Fucking going toe to toe on the streets, man.
What colours? If the Bloods
Brown,
wear
brown,
red
brown.
and the Crips wear blue, what
Brown,
does
brown.
They wear brown, right? Okay.
Different shades of brown.
Tan. Beige.
What's the official colours of the Tro family? Do you think?
Bright,
Pink.
I'd imagine they're very bright, yeah.
Pink.
Pink.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have that now. Harriet.
Lilac.
Lilac.
Just pastel
Lilac.
shades.
Lilac.
Have you guys ever met a Tro that isn't me?
No, never. I've
Have I met your brother?
No.
No, I've met your mum. I met your mum.
There we go. Boom.
Yeah. Is she called Tro?
Yeah, even though she divorced my dad, kept the
kept
name.
the name.
Kept the name.
Loves the name.
Yeah.
Kept the
She
name.
gave us,
Oh, my uncle weren't happy about that.
Do you know what?
Really?
Yeah, he
Once
didn't
you
like it.
divorced, you're out?
Yeah.
Wait,
Really?
Is he on, which side is he on?
So he's my dad's brother.
So he's like, get out of the tray.
Yeah.
He
You weren't
didn't
happy
want
about
her
it.
as a
He wasn't
tro.
happy that she kept the name.
No.
It's just a fucking name.
I
Man.
know.
Once you
mate.
leave the Tros, you're out the Tros.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Tro a uncommon enough name that he doesn't want people stealing
You
it?
haven't met any other
Oh,
Tros.
yeah, I guess.
Are they ashamed that you changed the spelling?
Oh, from
Trow.
the real spelling.
Yeah, because people,
Oh, yeah, what's
call
the-
it Trow.
People called
and
it
then-
Trow. Well, they
As
used
in Trowbridge.
Yeah. No, but it's Trowbridge.
Yeah.
But people would go up on the stage,
Trowel.
Gary Trow. And you know when you just like...
Is it pronounced Tro though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he took the
Although
W.
there are other Tros in the world and they pronounce it Trow. So there are other Trows in the world. So
Oh,
it's-
well, for God's
mate.
Is there a Facebook group?
And if you add an L, it's just trowel. There is a Facebook group. I started it.
Did you? How many you got
It's
in
called
there?
I Am Tro.
You and your mum?
Me and Sandy T. Sandy T.
And your uncle just writes
My
me in
uncle
comments.
refuses to. He keeps trying to kick her out of it.
Your mum made me one of the nicest ham sandwiches I've ever had. That doesn't sound. That sounds like I fucked her. But no,
Which is weird because I wasn't there for that.
you were there. We went around there for dinner after a gig, didn't
Yeah.
we? You, me, and Richard Todd.
I did that a few times and I didn't realise it was weird. It was quite early doors in my
I think
career.
that's so
Yeah.
adorable.
It's
But
really
whenever
sweet.
it was a gig in Bristol or something like that, I'd be like, pop round with mum, she'll make us some dinner before we get home.
Yeah, it was really nice.
She made dinner for Angela Barnes.
Yeah.
She made dinner
Oh.
for Matt Reese.
Who have I've done. Will Duggan's parents made jacket potatoes for us when we went round. Your mum's made sandwiches and soup very late at night as well.
Yeah, very
Big
late at night.
arse.
She loved it though, mate. Toby. Who's
Gave
Toby?
you wedding food.
All right, I was just saying.
Yeah, but you looked at me as if my parents have done anything for you.
No, I was saying if you wanted to chip in with what your mum's done as well.
she made you a whole day's worth of food.
Yeah, I wasn't having a go at you, Mum.
It did seem like you were.
I wasn't.
She said she wanted to get to know you better, and you were going and
She ought to listen to my new podcast. Why is Sunil dead inside?
You said you're going to be a folks, and I said pop in and see them, and then you didn't. You went into it. You said pop by and see them.
Yeah, but I don't really. I feel a bit awkward, like turning up at your parents' house, going, "Hi, I'm just here." What are you doing here? I was just around, man. You don't pop
say
around.
hi.
Hi.
Mm,
Then
yeah, I
what?
don't
What
know.
comes after
I
that?
don't know what goes after that.
Want to have a look at the geese?
Yeah, see the geese. They're
got
quite
geese?
violent though.
They
Yeah,
are.
Yeah,
they're
broken
very
man's arm.
violent. They were really rough. Like some of them like didn't have eyes, and they were very they
No
were quite
way.
intense.
Yeah.
But they've gone now.
You should get them in the Patels.
Kelly geese.
What?
yeah, exactly
Hey.
that.
Plus geese.
Breaking arms.
I think the Patels are originally farmers, but very very good business minds while farming.
If the Patels are
That's right.
anything like you, I imagine they're a very like subdued gang.
There's a lot of them, and they're very different
Yeah,
within. But what does unite them is apparently good at sort of business.
yeah.
Well, bit tight with money. that's apparently it.
That
And if-
actually isn't good for business because actually, if you want to make more money, you should be
But
good
give
at
it away.
business.
You
but
should
give it away and spend it,
saving-
Matt.
But yeah,
Spend it.
saving it,
Yeah.
Lottery
it
tickets.
doesn't make you more money in the long run.
Well, my dad's side of the family weren't in business; they were in education. But my mum's side of the family were business people.
Wasn't your dad a chef?
No, he was not a chef.
He was an engineer.
but he did own an Indian restaurant while he was at uni.
Whilst he was at uni?
Yeah, I've told you this.
No.
No.
It's called Ye Old India. And it was above a pub in Corsham, which is a little town outside Bath.
But did he inherit it? Or
No, he
bought
was
it
just
while he
like
was at uni.
How do you afford it?
he
in
spent
uni?
10 years at uni.
Oh, to be an engineer.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Well, he did 2 degrees, but kept failing all the years. It took him 10 years. To
Wait,
do
did
the
he
2
build
degrees.
anything that I've been on? Because it makes me a bit nervous.
Yeah, the roof at the British Library, and the Millennium Dome. He worked on that as well.
Wow.
Which uni?
Bath.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, he owned an Indian restaurant because he thought there was a gap in the market. I don't think he really wanted to be an engineer. And he was like, maybe there's a gap in the market, and he said it was pretty successful. And then they got offered. I've told you this. They got offered
Yep.
the contract to make supermarket ready meals. But the chef was absolutely sick of working in Corsham because it was just full of squaddies all the time, and they'd come in and like make a mess and be really rude and racist. So the chef was like, I'm fucking going home. So then my dad went back to uni.
So, but, okay, no, you told me that story, but I imagined your dad being like 48 at that point. I didn't think he was going to be
he was
like
in his 20s.
17.
He was in his 20s.
He's in his 20s, right?
Yeah.
He was before his time.
Yeah, there were still curry houses in the UK, but I think that probably would have been the first one in the West Country, maybe some in Bristol.
Wow.
This would have been in the 70s.
It's crazy. I don't think of you as from the West Country.
A lot of people don't.
I would love it if you ran an Indian restaurant. If you'd inherited that restaurant, you'd get so grumpy. You'd eat so much naan.
Oh, I love a bit of naan.
'Cause
Why
you
wouldn't
grew-
I?
You grew up pretty much down the road from me.
Wait, well, you grew up in...
Chipping Sodbury.
Was it Chipping Sodbury?
That's a stupid name.
Well, that's
All
Gloucestershire.
right, Kelmsley.
So I never really spent much time in Gloucestershire, but Somerset, yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
we've
yeah,
never-
mate, we're border. I was
Yeah.
Avon growing up.
I was Avon,
Yeah,
and then
boom.
it changed to Bath and North East Somerset, which is a unitary authority of which there's only a couple in the country.
Yeah, and we changed to South Gloucestershire.
God, I mean, this is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Anyway, I've got to go. Thanks for having me along, guys.
It's a geography podcast
I hope you got
now.
some stuff for the podcast there.
Gary, are you an emotional person?
Fuck yes.
I
Yes, he
see,
Yeah, we
yes.
were, like,
yeah.
for the benefit of the listeners and the viewers, we've known Gary for, I think, at least 10 years now.
Yeah.
Well, I started gigging
Yeah.
2010. I certainly knew Harriet in 2011. We met in
Yeah.
Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah, and I met you after that, a year or two after that, didn't I?
It might have been months after that. It was certainly not. Because we went to Edinburgh together in 2012.
You,
Tales of the Unaccepted.
it was 2011.
Was that on the bus?
Yeah, and you guys were doing a show on a bus, with, like, between a few of you circling
I
in and
wasn't.
out.
That was you. You were one of those people.
Yeah, and it was me and Ed Carawina were asked to come and join for the last week if we wanted to, and we stayed on the floor in a flat.
Why are you
in
trying to
Edinburgh.
separate yourself from this and that? Like
Yeah.
you weren't part of it. You were part of it.
I'm not. I'm saying I was there.
Yeah.
But what happened was that it was already happening, and then we got asked to do it. So I don't think like
You weren't a founding member of the bus.
I wasn't a founding member of the bus gang.
Fuck it, I can't believe we did a show on a fucking bus. This is the thing about Edinburgh. You should go up with all the optimism, don't
Man,
you? Maybe it can work.
Just eating pure shit every day at midday on a bus. Just horrible.
for
And it was like
Cheese for breakfast, shit for lunch.
It was like midday every day.
Good comedy time. We get the people with the laminated lists and the anoraks at that time.
One guy smashed
Lovely
a glass by dropping it because he fell asleep. I remember that.
And Richard did it as well, didn't he? And I remember his head had to be on the side.
He was too
because
tall
he's
for the
Yeah,
bus.
he was too tall for the bus. Richard Todd, former guest. But also he was the only one that had more than 10 minutes of material at that point when we were... so in the last week, it was just, I think it was me, Ed, Richard, and then I don't know who, were you gone by then?
No,
you were still there. You were MCing.
I was MCing.
You be MCing.
Still
and then
don't have 10 minutes of material, mate.
Richard was the only one who was prepared to push it past like 10
But
minutes.
Richard can just go on and on.
Yeah, he can just keep talking. He just can't
Richard.
stop.
Yeah.
He literally
Yeah.
can't stop. So we always put him on at the end so we could just leave. And the Olympics was on, so we'd have to fly our own show. But the Olympics were on, so Ed Caruana. And it still annoys me to this day. We'd be flying and then we'd find Ed and he'd just be watching the Olympics in a pub. And I know he doesn't listen to this, but he fucking slacked off that week.
But fuck you, Ed.
Fuck you, Ed.
I'm going to
Just
down
put it in the
the
universe.
camera. Fuck you, Ed.
If Ed Caruana is watching this, and I hope Elliot fucking turn this into clips for the socials. Ed Caruana, you're a piece of shit, man. And I'm not going to tell you what for. I haven't got time to
I
explain.
can't even think what his handle is on things.
Aren't you
I don't follow him
aren't
anymore.
you-
He pissed me off
His
that much.
email is talktowedplease@gmail.com.
Aren't you going on holiday with him next week?
No, he might be in town while I'm on holiday.
Wait, no, that means you're going on holiday together
No,
What do you
he'll
mean, going on
be there
holiday
for a
where?
day. I'm going to go to Folkestone.
with Ed.
I've got a gig in Folkestone, so I thought why not just do a couple of days either side of just sitting in a room writing.
Nice.
Yeah. Found the cheapest hotel. Gonna get the best suite in the cheapest hotel.
Yeah. I
Be the
hear
king.
you. I hear you, player.
Be a
Be
big
my-
fish in a small pond.
Yeah, I can't actually. It's too expensive to get an Airbnb, but cheap seaside hotels are pretty abundant.
Could have stayed with my parents if you wanted.
Right.
Just say.
Actually, that's a good idea. Can I stay with your parents in that? Have they got that outhouse?
Yeah,
Can I just stay there?
yeah,
Lock myself in?
yeah.
Just come and say hello every now. Oh, the dog looks good. Actually, I want to see your dog.
Yeah, it's a really good dog.
Yeah, they've got a new Basset Hound.
It's
Basset
not a
Hound.
Basset Hound.
What is it? Labrador.
No,
Big eared
it's,
dog. Big eared dog.
No, it's
King
a
Charles.
Bracco Italiano.
What the
Ooh.
fuck is that? A coffee?
Greco Italiano.
It's a Bracco Italiano.
Sounds
It's
like an ice cream.
it's
it like an ice cream?
It's like a German pointer, but like an Italian one.
What happened to dogs?
No,
what
they're
dogs,
amazing.
man?
What has happened to
There
dogs?
were no cockapoos when we were growing up.
No.
There were no labradoodles.
The most
There was a
exotic
fucking-
type of dog was a cat. You know what I mean? Like,
There was a dog and there was a cat.
yeah, and that was it.
Now. We've turned into a right-wing podcast about
This
dogs.
is, I mean,
There's only two types of dog. There's dog and cat.
I don't know. I feel like we actually want more interbreeding of our dogs. That's what we want.
Have you thought about breeding dogs?
no.
What's your
because
dog? Your little dog?
It's a Cavapoo, but I think he's mainly poodle, so he's like a Cavapoo.
How do you make it more poodle?
You got to have more poodle on one side.
So three of the grandparents are poodle, and one
No, because
is a
Yeah.
he would have one parent
Cavendish.
as a poodle, complete poodle, and the
Yeah.
other one a Cavalier.
So
King
I
Charles
think his
Spaniel.
dad's a poodle and his mum's a
His dad's
a
100%
Cavapoo.
poodle. Oh.
So he's 3/4 poodle, so he's a Cavapoo.
I feel like
You're
that's
a
what you've done is
Cavapoo.
you've divided it into three. So actually, he's a Cavapoo-poo-poo.
Yeah, he's actually a Cavapoo. Yeah.
What's the benefit of that dog then? Of being that dog?
Well, I met a woman in the park today. I thought we were going to be friends, but then I walked away and I vomited. But so it was.
Pregnant.
Oh, not because of social anxiety.
The woman.
Right.
No, just, I
Horrible
was
woman.
then I was like, oh, she's not going to want to talk to me again. You're not even listening.
Of course I'm listening.
She said her dog molted so much. The dog was 9, and she was like, I know you're not going to say this, but kind of looking forward. Not looking forward, but when it goes, she can get one that doesn't molt like Sunny.
Wow.
So yours doesn't molt. Okay, that's
Doesn't
pretty
molt,
good.
yeah.
But your cat used to molt a lot.
Yeah.
Who was your cat?
I
Who was
love
your
a cat.
Who was your cat?
No,
Which one was your cat? Was it that other dog that
I
was in
love
for a bit? Is it?
Do you know what I remembered? I started asking who was your cat, and then I remembered how upset you were about your cat.
Oh God,
How
yeah, it was awful.
inconsolable. Talking about crying, how inconsolable you were about that cat.
That was the different cat because they were two of them because she died years ago. Yeah, and that was when I went on stage and then started crying on stage and I said, "I'm so sorry, my cat
was the one
died
with the brain
yesterday."
tumour, wasn't it?
Yeah, she had a brain tumor. Oh,
Tell us how you bought those cats.
we went for brunch and then we went to Stratford and came back with cats.
There we go.
What? Okay.
When I was like
a lady
22,
selling
yeah.
cats.
Yeah, just
How much
a
you pay for them
lady,
cats?
50 quid each.
They were lovely. 50 quid for a cat.
I think it might have been 50 quid for two.
That's not that's you shouldn't do that.
I think that's all right.
You think that's
Get
a lot?
cat for 50 quid.
No,
two
two
That's
cats.
nothing. Two cats. Sorry, two cats for 50 quid.
Two cats in a box.
Two cats for 50. Two
And a
cats
box.
in a box.
What kind of box?
You like cardboard.
Is that you pay 10p for the box? Two cats for £49.90 is not enough money. Is not enough money to be spending on a cat.
I know, and they weren't. I think they weren't ready to go either. We just it
Oh,
was
they
like
kittens.
they were and they were tiny, and
Where'd you find her?
I think it must have been like Gumtree back then. We just and we shouldn't have we weren't allowed
Supposed to
them
go
where
to
we
a proper
lived.
breeder as well.
And I know. We just went for brunch. We were like,
Were you
should get
drinking at
cats.
brunch?
I think we maybe had a couple of drinks, but it was like we should get cats. But then we had cats.
And who's we? Why'd you keep saying we?
My housemate Sam. But then he was away a lot, and I was allergic to cats. So it was a lot.
Yeah, so 50 quid is too much.
Best 50 quid you've ever.
Yeah. To be looking after your own allergy. Yeah.
50 quid to make
It did
yourself
get better.
miserable.
It got better as it went on. Like you just learned to live with it. But
What's the most you'll pay for a cat then? Now.
oh, like now I'd pay more. But I
60,
didn't have. I
60
think
quid?
Sam paid for it. I didn't have the money then.
You didn't have 50 quid for two
No.
cats?
How much did you pay for
Sam
your
paid
cocker
for it.
poo poo?
He was a present
They're
from Bobby,
very
but they was
expensive, those
expensive.
dogs.
Is
Yeah.
it? Why? It's
It
not
was my
purebred.
Christmas
They keep
present.
getting thieved. They thieve
I
dogs,
know,
but
I'm
not
so
cats.
worried. A woman on the street the other day was like, "You need to watch out with him. Someone's going to steal him." And I thought, I think you're going to steal him. She seemed like she was
Did she
like-
say she was taking it out your
She kept
hand?
saying
Yeah.
From your hand?
That's
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
Right. I met a very expensive cat on a filming job.
How do you know?
Right. Well, this cat was earning upwards of 4 figures a day. It was a Scotch fold.
Was the cat earning
Scottish
more than
blue,
you?
Russian blue.
Was the cat earning more than you?
Was the what?
Cat earning more than you?
No, it actually wasn't for once. The animals were earning less than me
Nice.
for once in my career. No, it's one of those ones with the fucking huge face and the little folded ears.
Oh,
You know the ones that
They
really
are fucking
like
adorable.
Yeah,
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 It's
yeah.
almost like the ears are part of the head.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
No. Okay, mate. I would pay a lot of money for one of those cats. I would steal one of those cats if I saw
Oh, it was
it.
absolutely beautiful.
In a heartbeat.
Absolutely beautiful. I had a little cuddle with it. And then it didn't like being away from its owner for the filming. Scratched one of the actress's tits. Had to be kicked off set.
No way.
Yeah,
because
got
they just
kicked
won't
off set.
accept that sort
They
of
were
behaviour
like,
on
we
set.
can't do it. Yeah,
They
so they had
can't.
to
You
change
can't
them
in
a
this
cat.
day and age. You have to have people there to
In the
make
day-
sure
this
that
day
people
and
don't
age.
touch. So what it got, it wasn't allowed to be on it because
Well, they had to change the scene so there's no cat in the scene now.
What was the film?
It was the end. I can't say. But it's the end of the.
James
It was the
Bond.
end of the film. It was the final scene, and there was supposed to be the cat there. But
If you were an animal, so now I think that's what you would be.
Cat.
One of those
a
cats.
cat who scratches women's breasts.
you wouldn't. You'd be too lazy. You'd be looking for the food.
I just pour it in.
Yeah. But I do think you'd definitely be a cat if you were.
Oh
that's what
yeah,
everyone
there's
says.
cats. He
That's
looks like
heartbeat.
so many different cats.
I just got a beard, but you've seen me without a beard, and I don't.
And
look
you
like
still
a
look
cat.
like a cat. I don't know
You
how
do.
you achieve it,
You're
mate.
very cat-like.
No.
But it's weird because you're not very like feline, but then you look like one of those cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feline.
No, you know.
Yeah, you never know if I like you or not.
What? No, but I think feline
right.
means like graceful or like.
And you're
Yeah, I am
constantly
actually very-
bouncing on
Why are you
fences.
so pleased about that? That
I'm
maybe
actually-
you don't know if people
I'm actually
like you.
very graceful.
No.
More graceful than you.
Yeah,
Can you
but that's
dance?
still not graceful.
Huh?
He is
Can you
a good little
dance?
dancer. Yeah, he is good.
I can dance.
He's got
if,
good rhythm.
If people don't egg me on to dance, I'll dance. But as soon as there's a compulsion to dance, I won't dance. Like a cat. Cats will do what they want. They won't be. If people ask them to do something, they just won't want to do it.
When was the last time you danced?
90.
You danced at my wedding with Dylan.
Did I?
Yeah, in a circle.
See, I was having fun.
Yeah, you like doing this with each other, and you're like, ooh, like a train.
How do you remember our dance from such a long time ago?
It was filmed. I saw it on camera.
Aww.
It's really
I wouldn't
sweet.
have danced if I know it was filmed.
I'm gonna release it one day.
When was the last time we cried, Gary?
Well done. Good tangent getting back onto the topic there, mate.
We're
Fucking
smooth. We're really
seamless.
smooth here.
I cried Saturday. Mate, I cry all the time. I cry all the time. I cry all the time.
You've never cried in front of me.
No, I know, which I find... If
you
I
cried in front of
you,
her?
Harriet.
I don't think so.
Oh, I cry all
I think you've definitely been emotional and maybe had tears in your eyes.
Oh, yeah, that happens a lot.
Right, okay, yeah.
I realised the other day, I started welling up. Right, Saturday, I cried because I was explaining to my partner a sad children's book I read. And even explaining it,
That's a good idea for a podcast.
I started welling up
What
quite,
is
and I
the
couldn't.
book?
Right, don't make me.
What's the
You're going to have to
play?
read it
What's the
out.
book?
You're going to have to read it out, Harry.
Okay, I think I'll be all right. Okay, it's called Grandad's Island.
You are going. Your eyes
I know,
are shining.
mate. I know.
Grandad's Island.
It's called Grandad's Island, right?
Gary just loves islands.
What happens to
Do you want me to tell you the fucking story or not?
What happens to the island?
Right.
What I like about Gary is it's a roller coaster. He could be crying and then he could be shouting within moments.
In Grandad's Island, it's about a little boy who goes to an island with his granddad.
Yeah.
That's so
Right.
nice.
But then it's
Brexit.
the granddad voted Brexit. He realised
The
they
boy
can't
has
be
to
friends
leave,
anymore.
yeah.
But it's all about saying goodbye to your grandparents. So they go to this island, and then the granddad tells the little boy that he can't stay, and the little boy has to go home, but the granddad's going to stay.
It's an island full of granddads.
It's just his island.
Oh, right.
It's not other
Granddad
granddads.
Oh, right, okay,
It's
yeah, yeah.
Granddad.
It's
Okay.
granddad's apostrophe. Granddad with apostrophe before the S island, not granddad's
So he,
apostrophe.
so he
yeah,
owns
yeah.
the island.
It's his island,
It's
but
his island.
it's heaven, and the granddad,
Are we sure it's heaven though?
It can't be heaven because he can't leave.
and it's really
If
warm.
it was heaven, he
can't-
wouldn't have to leave his grandson. He's gone to hell.
If it's heaven,
Granddad's
if it's
in hell.
heaven, then you should be allowed to do what you want, like leave the island.
Yeah, Granddad's
not-
in hell.
so
What
heaven
did he
could-
do in his life?
It's well, yeah, and then he opens your. He's got a swastika tattoo, and he's got his laptop with him, right? And there he's like, no, you can't look at my laptop.
There's some pictures on there.
But I bet there are people listening who have read Grandad's Island. Holy shit, it is a tearjerker.
Shall I get it for my kid?
I will buy it for your kid.
Oh,
I don't have any granddads. So will I also have my tears jerked?
But you must have had them.
I have had them. I
I
had
don't have
one.
any.
Only had one growing up.
Really?
Yeah. I know you're only supposed to have two, but
Only
only one of them,
one short,
man.
mate.
Only one. Yeah, I only had one growing up, and he died when I was about 15.
I realised it's recently, right? All my grandparents are dead.
Yeah.
And I made 200 quid.
What?
Oh, what profit?
Yeah.
From what?
From
them.
dead grandparents.
200 quid in profit of dead grandparents.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's
That's
that mean?
all I made, 200 quid.
Was it off what?
Gary, that shouldn't. Is that why you cry when you read
What do
the
you mean?
book?
Sorry,
You're
what do you
like,
mean
wait,
by
what's he
profit
left
of
the
dead
kid?
dead
Well,
grandparents?
they're all dead.
Yeah.
All I got left that's 50 quid a grandparent I got left.
What, inheritance?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
right,
thinks
right,
he
right.
should have got more.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Well, are there many other grandchildren to be?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a
Exactly,
few.
yeah.
Quite a few.
You got to put the time in early.
Maybe you weren't a favourite.
No, you got to put the time in late, and I think that's where I sort of
yeah,
petered
while
out.
they were
I think
still
I was like
around
a favourite early on.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got cocky.
yeah,
Yeah.
Stopped spending time with them.
yeah.
50 quid each. Don't even buy your PlayStation.
What does that
No,
get you? It gets you a
get
couple of
a game,
cats.
maybe.
Guess you.
What does that get you? A couple of
And a
cats?
box.
probably?
Eight
And a
cats.
box, sorry.
Yeah, 8 cats, 4 boxes.
With inflation, probably only 1.5 cat in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you wouldn't be able to get 4 cats for that. You wouldn't be able to get 2. You wouldn't be able to get. Just have a box. Empty
I
box.
reckon I could find someone who'll get me 4 cats for 50 quid.
No, but
I'll find someone.
there's one on the street actually. She comes to the door quite a
You
lot.
can't just
Dawn.
take-
You can have Dawn.
Dawn.
Her name's Dawn.
Her name is Dawn, and she's a fucking nightmare.
How do you know she's called Dawn?
Because the woman that lives here left her behind.
What?
I
What?
know, it's so mean.
Why don't you just let her in? It's her house.
I tried letting her in because Bobby said I had to. So then I put her in here, and then she's like feral, and she attacked Sunny, and then Bobby left.
That's because he's in her house. This is her house.
Yeah,
She
thinks it's
doesn't
her house.
understand
Yeah.
the concept of
But I
buying
was
and
trying
selling
to
a
let
house.
her be in here, and then we were going to keep her here. And then Bobby went out for an hour, and somehow she got out while Bobby was gone.
Somehow.
Somehow.
But she
You're
comes
as
to the-
bad as the woman who sold this house. And ditched the
she
cat.
comes.
I
She
don't-
comes to
I
the I
can't-
feed her, and I put water out.
I can't imagine, like,
She's a
you know,
street cat. She doesn't
yeah.
want to be tamed.
There's loads of people who've given their dogs back after buying them in COVID.
It's-
I can't
I
imagine
know,
anything
isn't it
more
awful?
appalling than being like, I bought this dog, but I don't want it anymore.
It's like
Isn't it
returning clothes to a
awful?
charity shop, innit? I know people who've done that. They bought clothes from a charity shop. They went, this one, right? Took them back to the charity shop.
you took them
It's-
back to the charity
Yeah.
shop?
You took them back.
No,
I
would never
didn't.
do that.
I
I would
didn't.
never do
It's
that, man.
real. It's not like that though, because it's a real life animal. So it is different in the fact that it is a real life animal.
Do you anthropomorphise objects?
Yeah, especially charity shop clothes.
Harriet,
Shirts.
can you say anthropomorphise?
Anthropomorphize.
There we
So,
go.
no, you can't.
Gary, that's such. I completely understand that. I do that as well when I'm telling something, and then it makes me feel emotional.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
other day, I started welling up because I imagined myself giving a very touching speech.
Oh my
at-
god, that's great.
At my own
That
wedding.
is great.
And,
The old-
it was so lovely. I started welling up at the idea of me giving this speech.
I think that is
Ah.
psychopathic.
That's the old
I
narcissism
think
tears, isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
and I
A
thought,
touch of the
You've
old
moved
narcissism
yourself.
tears. I've moved myself
Yeah.
by my hypothetical behaviour in future.
I love myself in this scenario so much at my own wedding
never
that I'm
has
gonna
a more
cry.
beautiful word been said.
I bet loads of people do that.
Big fan. Yeah.
When I say I bet, I mean I. That sounds like something normal, though, isn't it? You imagine
reckon.
yourself like how you'd react in a certain situation.
Yeah. Or a loved one's funeral. Sometimes that's it.
Yeah, oh
Imagine
God,
giving a
yeah.
speech at a loved one's funeral, and
Do
it's
you-
just beautiful, and everyone's crying, and I welled up.
Do you cry? do
Yeah,
you-
but you're crying because of your performance. You've cried because you're moving other people.
Yeah.
So you've made it all about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did an amazing speech, Harriet.
Why don't you cry at your own funeral?
Because I'm dead.
No, but at the image of like everyone crying at your own
Because
funeral.
I'm dead. It doesn't matter.
No, but are you not moved
Because
by
he
the
can't
idea?
perform at his own funeral.
No,
It's
I've
like,
thought about this.
yeah.
No. I've thought about
He
this.
can,
I've
he can,
recorded a video
Harriet.
beforehand,
Yeah, there we go.
and it's really touching. And I
You have,
sometimes
but you're
cry.
going to have to record it soon because you could die any moment. That wasn't a threat.
fuck was it?
I'm just saying that you could.
but
You need to
anything could
record it
happen,
now
man.
so you have it.
Can we have that on camera?
You need to
We
have
have
it.
that on camera, yeah.
You need to do it because you need to have it
If
in the
anything,
bag.
all right. I want this. If anything happens to me in the next 48 hours, come and find Harriet Kelmsley.
That camera's off, man.
Well, you said my surname wrong.
No, it's on. It's on.
It's
It's
on.
on. It's on, man. Yeah.
You said my surname wrong. You're not going to find me.
I did that on.
But would like I would have thought like if you could see how loved you were while you were alive, if you imagined your funeral and be like, oh, there's thousands of people there,
Yeah.
you'd cry, wouldn't you?
You'd be so annoyed.
I'd be furious.
just
No,
be
I
like-
wouldn't because I wouldn't have to deal with the admin.
But if you were at your own funeral, you'd just be like, oh, this is so annoying. Like that would be your attitude, I think.
I've
at your
never
funeral.
heard that sentence before.
What?
If you were at your own funeral, you'd be annoyed at the number of people there.
Yeah, you'd be annoyed
Oh,
at
I'd be
the
like, there's two-
sentiment.
yeah.
You'd find it irritating.
Who would you be annoyed about coming to your funeral?
Yeah, you'd be like, they didn't know me well enough.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be here.
The
They
person-
only know I
Well,
died because of Facebook.
It'd be,
You know what I
it'd
mean?
be the person who murdered me.
Whoa, they
I'd be
shouldn't be
furious
there.
if they were
Yeah,
at my funeral because I'd be like, get that person,
Yeah.
please.
yeah.
Stop
Get
them.
that old
They're going to
lady
do it
out.
again. It could be anyone. Get that.
They could strike again. They could strike again.
Imagine if you were murdered by an old lady. Why did she want to
That's
murder
a good
you?
idea for a murder mystery.
Yeah, the
Well, it
old
turns out it
lady.
was
The old lady did it.
Because it never is the old lady. Never is.
But old ladies can be bad as well. That's something I've learned. After I don't know what's going on now.
But if you were murdered by someone, the Patel clan,
The association.
the
they'd be there,
association of
yeah.
Patels, they would track that motherfucker
My
down.
boys will get him. My boys will get him, man. They track him down. It'd be yeah.
Have you always been emotional, or was there?
Yeah, which is weird because I think there are some people that think. Do you remember once someone said I was very alpha and intimidating because he couldn't unlock a door?
I don't
and
remember
was
that.
watching-
I don't remember
No,
that at
I
all.
don't
man.
remember. No.
Me and you
remember
were
that.
trying to get
No.
into a flat in Edinburgh.
She don't remember it, man. Leave it.
Don't remember that.
And what's his face? He was a comedian and he couldn't open the door and he said it was because I was being really intimidating.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, never mind. What's his name?
Who was it? When was it? What year?
2013. Oh, I don't know, something like that.
Ah, well, I was busy.
I don't know.
Tez.
No, it wasn't Tez.
Who
Kate?
would legitimately
Bobby?
think that this was an alpha?
I don't know.
Anyone. Cry like an alpha. Cry strong tears of
Strong,
protein
salty
shake.
tea.
Is no one come to me if we're not talking about it?
Maybe I remember.
We were trying. We were late. We were
Yeah,
stressed.
it was that place that was above the Indian place.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Moss Kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the key in.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the fucking act was. It's gonna be really annoying.
Every time I get called an alpha, I write it down in my journal so I can refer back to it.
How many times have you written into your journal?
Fucking loads, man. It's huge, man. And I put a
Day
little,
planner.
put a little pink post-it strip, so I know that that's the bits where I've been called an alpha in the past.
Who's ever called you an alpha?
Actually, a lot of people have.
Who?
Actually, just I'll have to refer to the journals.
Okay, you bring the journal in next time.
I'll refer to the journals.
No one's ever called you that though.
Not
They're too
not to my
intimidated.
face.
Yeah, exactly. They're too afraid.
Sunil,
Yeah.
you are an alpha.
Thank you, man.
Put it
You're
in-
an alpha as well.
Put it in the journal.
And I'd like to use this as a clip for the socials. I am an alpha. Gary's
That's
an
not
alpha.
going on
I'm
the
an alpha.
socials. Don't write it down, Elliot. That's
You're
not
a
going
beta.
on the socials. No one's ever called me an alpha ever.
Well, you are an alpha then.
You're an alpha.
Thank you.
You're an alpha.
Thank you.
I find you intimidating. Never know what you're going to do.
I
You
think
are
you-
unpredictable.
I think you raised that
Cold
glass
now.
too
It's really
quickly.
cold.
You've
Yeah.
already threatened my
It's really
life.
cold.
This time.
So you've just always been emotional.
Yeah, I'm a crier. Especially, do you know what the thing that really fucking gets me? Old men crying. Oh my shit.
Yeah, that's not
Oh.
good. You talking about Squid Game?
I haven't seen Squid Game yet, no spoilers.
I'm too scared.
There's this video on YouTube, right?
Mm.
And it is an elderly people's choir. Okay, and they're called something like the Zimmers. It might
Yeah,
not be
yeah.
the Zimmers, but there's something like the Zimmers. And there is this old man, and he's meant to sing a duet with his best friend of Coldplay's Fix You. But before they get the chance to perform,
Yeah.
his best friend dies.
I
On the
already.
video?
I'm already.
Die on
no,
camera.
Okay, good.
I know
Oh
that
my God.
I would feel sad, but the idea of a choir singing Coldplay's "Fix You" just made me angry.
But what do you know what makes it even sadder, right? He then
Yeah.
sings it on his own in tribute to his best friend. He's got this fucking oxygen mask on. He can barely
Oh,
breathe. You
that
know, one of
must
those
sound
tubey
horrible.
ones. You know what I mean?
Fucking hell.
You can hear it like, and like it sounds like Vader's duetting with him, and it's fucking tuneless. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
it's terrible.
Try your best, but you won't
Oh,
succeed.
right.
This sort of thing, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking
wheezing.
heartbreaking. It is
Yeah.
heartbreaking, and that cry. Have you seen? Oh my days! I mean, I cry at films a lot. Do you cry? Well, have you ever cried at film? I
Yeah,
cry.
yeah, that's what I say. Films. I
Oh
do that.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What film have you cried the most at?
The most at?
Yeah.
I can't remember really, but I always have the same answer in my head, and that's that
Star Wars.
no. Step Brothers, Creed 2.
Yeah.
Creed 2.
Seriously.
I was just like, that was a tearjerker. That. The way he battered the way he fucking battered him, man. Fucking crying my eyes out. The way he fucking battered the shit out of him.
Of Drago's son.
Ivan Drago's son, yeah, man. Absolutely fucking almost killed him, man. I cried my eyes
I
out.
don't know what that means.
You ever seen Green Mile?
Yeah, but that didn't make me cry because it was so
You ever heard of a film
engineered
called
to
The
manipulate.
Green Mile?
Yeah, it's a Stephen King novel.
No, I know. I know what the Green Mile is. It was just funny how Gary said it, like as if.
That's like the ultimate tearjerker.
Oh, as in, right, I see.
Yeah.
You
So
ever...
I can't really see your face, so I'm just wondering what the expression is.
we thought
I
we
just see
sorted
one
out the
eye
mics.
just winking out one
We
side.
thought we sorted out the mics this time, but it's happened again.
We just need it. Yeah, anyway. Yeah.
I'm going to list films and see if you've cried at them. Shawshank Redemption.
No,
Up.
never seen it.
Okay. Harriet Chippin. Famously sad. Ghost.
No, I haven't seen it.
Bambi,
Probably because I saw it when I was a kid.
Dumbo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Dumbo.
Oh, Dumbo is
Dumbo's
sad,
a
isn't it?
real
fucked
fucking
up,
proper,
Dumbo.
proper
Yeah,
gets
it
you,
really
man.
is. It's
With
messed
stupid
up.
fucking ears. Stupid eared cunt. Cry my eyes out at that.
It's got to live with those stupid fucking
I
ears.
think that's the first time I've dropped the C bomb on this podcast.
Yeah, and it was about
Yeah.
Dumbo.
It's about Dumbo.
But do you think that crying helps you like feel better, or do you think it's just you have no control over it and it just is something that happens sometimes?
I think I quite enjoy it.
That's what because the way you were talking about how it's like a
I'll look in the mirror while I'm crying sometimes just to see myself
That's horrible,
cry.
Yeah.
Gary.
I
That's
do,
horrible.
just to see my stupid teary face.
One of the, that's awful.
That's
Don't
really.
care. Don't care.
That's
I
You
will
can't even look
look
at
in the
yourself.
mirror and
You can't
No.
even look at yourself, but yeah, okay.
yeah, I look in the mirror, see what I look like crying
Yeah, fair
I-
play, man.
I-
all the time.
You got to. You just got to, man.
I can't be the only one. I bet people do that all over. If I'm crying, I
probably.
can't wonder what I
Yeah,
look
really
like
enjoy
right
it.
now. Look in the mirror, I'm a mess.
Yeah, I'm not looking at myself crying, man. I'm watching Dumbo and crying. Get out of here. I get that. This all ties into the fact you cry about doing a stirring speech.
Yeah.
This is that you haven't actually done.
But I bet loads of people do that.
Yeah, I bet they do actually.
I bet that. I'm going to cry on my wedding day. I'm going to definitely.
I'm not going to cry.
The thing
on a
is
wedding
now
day.
when I do it, because you'll both be invited,
Yeah.
you're going to be like this fucking.
This
Because
guy,
it doesn't
he planned
seem like
it.
you're crying because of her. You're crying.
Yeah,
because
because then it's like you're crying because you have to be seen crying.
No, he's crying because it his own.
He said he would.
Yeah.
He's
'Cause
made
I've moved
himself feel
myself.
something. Yeah,
I've moved
something
myself
about
with my
his.
words.
So whenever you're crying, it'll be like Gary's gone and fucking moved himself again.
Yeah, I am.
Gary's moving himself. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. This is all very true. This is, a lot of people must do that.
Yeah, I
A
reckon.
lot of people must. I reckon a lot of people do that. I don't know who, but it's probably quite common.
Do you want to hear a sad story?
No.
Every episode I say a sad story to
No,
try
I
and
don't
make
want
Sunil feel Usanil feel something because he's dead inside. So this is a sad story. Okay. A married couple broke up after losing their winning £3 million lottery ticket. Martin and Kay Tot realised... Why is that funny?
Tot,
Tot, innit?
Tot.
Tot.
It's like you've done it in homage to Gary Crow.
Yeah.
They
Team
realised
surname.
they had won the multi-million pound prize 6 months after the 2001 National Lottery draw.
Oh!
They saw an appeal for winners to come forward and noticed their weekly numbers had secured the jackpot, but tragically the couple had lost their winning tickets.
Well, how do they know they had it?
They
Regular numbers, innit? They probably always pick the same number.
Yes, they live in a
Since 2001.
So I mean, to be fair, they could have just broken up for any reason because it has been like 20 years.
Yeah.
I thought this was an old
good.
story.
No,
I thought this was a 20-year-old story.
Essentially, it is.
no. So
It's a 20-year-long saga.
so 20 years ago, they lost £3 million, and it's very sad because they've just broken up.
That is the saddest story you can find. Did you just Google it? Is that what you were doing when you were doing
found
that?
it
Were you
last
Thank
week.
you, Gary.
I
Thank
found
you. This
it
is what
last
she does every
week.
time.
You found that
Last
last week and
week.
you haven't found a better
Richard
one?
Branson and Tony Blair urged the lottery to give them the money, but Camelot wouldn't budge. Martin spent 5
Tony
years.
Blair urged the lottery to give them the... Tony Blair? Why is Richard
getting
Branson
involved?
getting involved?
He said he was actually glad that he didn't get the money now.
Yeah, but you
Hang
have
on,
to
hang
be,
on,
don't
hang
you?
on. Millionaire, multi-billionaire Richard Branson said,
Yeah.
you should give them the millions.
He could have given it himself.
Yeah, totally.
Lord of War Tony Blair said, give him the money. Give him 11... Yeah.
Well,
I think it's time
earlier...
to drop a C-bomb again.
This
isn't it?
might make you
What?
cry. Earlier this year, a Hertfordshire couple lost out on £182 million.
Why are all of your sad stories about people being
what website
not
is this?
millionaires?
Sad lottery stories.
Yeah.
No, because I said a sad lottery story before, and then Sunil said it wasn't sad because they only had a few numbers.
Oh, right, yeah, she
So
did,
this
yeah.
is-
And the thing you took from that was, well, I better find stories with more
She
numbers.
did a story last time where the guy... There's a story in a newspaper saying desperate sadness as man realises he's actually won 60 quid instead of $1 million.
Right.
But he thought he'd get more for his numbers.
You do. I've always thought the earning curve on numbers
Yeah,
is
it
fucking
doesn't make sense.
odd. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It's
Yeah.
like 5 numbers, £60.
But the
Six
odds become
numbers.
astronomical. The
Yeah,
higher-
no, I appreciate that. Just give me more money, mate.
But this
No,
couple,
I appreciate that, man.
Look,
Can I
appreciate
still
you
have
talking
£2
sense,
million pounds?
But this is my feelings now. All right.
But this couple, they lost out on £182 million
That's a lot. That's almost
because
like-
their ticket payment didn't go through.
Why not?
So they had all of the numbers.
This isn't sad, Harriet. This is admin.
This is bad
was
admin.
their payment hadn't gone through.
Why not?
She had set up her account to automatically buy a ticket, but when payment for the ticket was attempted, the lottery account did not have enough funds. So they sent her a thing saying you've got a winning match, but the payment never went through, so she didn't
See, this
get
is
it.
the thing. You should never play the lottery if you're going to do it every week with the same numbers, because that you cannot ever stop.
It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
enough
yeah,
to
yeah.
drive
Break
you
your
mad.
heart.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lucky dip every time.
Lucky
innit?
dip every
Did you play
time,
last
man.
week?
I didn't.
I did.
Why?
Because
Big
it was,
jackpot.
it was the massive Euro one.
Did you
and
win?
No, I didn't. Maybe you could tell that story next week. Did you, Harriet? How I didn't win the
Desperately
lottery.
sad times as Garage didn't
Win the lottery.
Well,
Yeah.
lots of people didn't win.
Well, it's very
So-
sad.
Exactly. I think you're getting the
Because
point.
lots
But
of
you know,
people,
if they,
yeah.
it's
Lots
only
of
the
people
fact
didn't
that
win.
they lose that means someone can win.
But isn't it nicer if everyone wins?
How?
Yeah, but that's a
Where-
quid
that's what you're
each.
talking about. They're going to
I
win a
don't
quid
know.
each.
Actually,
Two quid each.
Yeah, it's a
isn't it?
250
Yeah.
back, isn't it?
Yeah, but then maybe we should just scrap it all together because it's too stressful.
But everyone wants to play.
Yeah, but then it's too much for people.
It's not.
Their marriage broke up 20 years afterwards. It's
Save your 250, right? Within 10 weeks, get a cat.
There we go. Yeah, you could get half a cat. No, a whole cat.
Get a whole cat.
10 weeks. Yeah, you're right. You get a whole fucking cat.
Yeah.
In a
Well,
box.
from this lady in Stratford.
Specifically from a lady in Stratford.
And there were the cats were faulty.
Stratford or Stratford upon Avon?
Stratford, like Stratford, London.
Stratford upon Thames.
Just got the tube, but we had to get a cab back.
Did you ask her
because
where
of
she got the cats from?
Was it
no,
a
I
house?
think they might have been
Was it a house?
strays, but one of them had a brain tumour and the other one had a lot of stomach issues. So I think they were a bit inbred.
How much do you think it cost in legs of lamb?
A lot of lambs died because she had to only eat a pure lamb diet.
No. What? This really is the cat version
She
of
had
you, isn't
IBS
it?
for cats, yeah.
Can you go on a pure lamb diet?
I can't because...
Please.
I can't. It goes against everything I believe
You
in.
might feel better than you've
You know
ever
what?
felt
I
in your
think it
life
actually probably is. It's
if you
what
had
I
a
need.
pure lamb diet.
Iron.
Yeah.
Where's Harriet eating a leg of lamb?
I craved a hamburger for the first time in a long time recently.
Did you cave in?
But it's the baby. The
Have either of
baby's
you
not
had
vegan.
a Mackie vegan burger yet?
No.
I don't trust that. I don't trust none of that.
Really? You wouldn't have one?
No, because it's all just heavily processed stuff, isn't
Oh,
it?
unlike their real meat.
That's 100% beef. That's 100% beef and
How
salt and
dare you,
pepper.
Gary? Now Stanelle's going to cry. Finally.
What's the vegan burger made out of?
No idea.
Mushrooms.
Soy protein.
I don't like it when they're like that. I like it because I like it when it's just like vegetables.
Ah, no.
No,
shut
that's
up.
what I like.
Mashed up beans and that.
Mashed up beans, that's
no,
what I
want.
want.
No bean burger or
That's
potato.
what
shut up,
that's-
Harriet.
Can everyone just shut up?
I like my moving mountains in me
No.
Impossible burgers and all
no.
that.
I don't like
And then
those
they
like weird
bleed.
lab-grown blood
Oh, I
ones.
love them.
No.
Love 'em, mate. Love them. Oh, my days all day.
Oh.
What would you do if you like actually went in that lab and it was just like
Cows being slaughtered.
just an abattoir?
No, what it is they can have feelings so they're just
What
there
can?
and then like they grow them and then how much are they going to be like animals?
What, sentient burgers?
Yeah, exactly.
The
They just
central
grow
nervous
them in
system.
lambs.
Meat?
No,
Why?
I don't want meat. I don't. It just.
Would you
I don't
eat
like it.
a cat?
No.
Would you eat a
What if
card-
it was dying anyway and it
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
you to eat it?
No, never.
Would you eat
So
a-
it had a brain tumour.
I'd just hug it.
Would you eat cardboard box?
Yeah. I probably
Would you? You would eat a cardboard
But
box?
what's
Over
in
a
it
cat.
for me?
Huh?
What's in it for me?
Nutrition.
Lottery. We'll get you a lottery ticket if you eat a cardboard box.
No, it has to be a winning ticket. I
Yeah.
don't want a losing
Yeah,
ticket.
10 quid winning ticket.
That's five
Okay.
numbers.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Gary, do you have anything to promote that's coming up?
Yup.
Yeah, you got your
Great.
gig in.
Oh, you're at
Oh,
my
yeah,
gig
your
tomorrow
gig
night.
that you run.
You know, I'm not there.
I did it.
Do you know what's annoying, mate? I am. So Sunil's doing my gig tomorrow. The
This
one
is
you've
this
done.
is,
I've
this
done
is
it.
going to come out in a couple of
was
weeks,
nice.
but
Okay, well, hey, I
you're
run a
emceeing
new
and
material
stuff.
night on the third Wednesday of every month. It's Rule Zero in Hackney Wick, and it's so much fun.
It's really nice. Yeah,
There
it's
we go.
great.
So much fun. Sunil's there. You'll all have missed him.
yeah.
But I do that. Also, I'm working on a new show, which is like an improv show.
Mm.
How can you work on an improv show?
Yeah. And
That doesn't make any sense.
yeah, boy.
Is that on anywhere soon?
Do you not go to Leicester
Oh,
Comedy
sweet.
Festival?
Is that with
That's the
Half?
festival.
No. But thanks for that.
Solo.
And,
One man improv show.
Yeah, well, it's not solo, but it's
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
just sort of
cool.
getting folks together
Yeah.
to create a team.
Oh, sweet. Okay. And are you streaming still? Are you Twitch?
No,
No,
I
okay,
can't
yeah.
fucking do it, mate.
Well, you got
It's
stuff
really
to do. You're a
hard.
busy man.
I don't enjoy streaming.
I never heard anyone say it's really hard.
People keep saying they loved
It's
it,
really hard.
What?
like Twitch streaming. They're like, oh, man, this is
Doing
mad.
their own?
Yeah,
They're fucking liars, mate.
really.
Yeah, you have no.
I read a stat the other day.
Go.
No, I've forgotten it. It's about Twitch streaming and how like 90% of the revenue goes to the top 50 streamers.
Yeah, it's like with
Right.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Is that the same with OnlyFans?
It's something like that where there's so much money to be
Yeah.
made at the top, but it doesn't
Oh.
stream
It's
down.
like drug dealers, isn't it?
Or
Oh,
pyramid
dear.
schemes.
Pyramid schemes.
Ponzi schemes like Bitcoin.
We have.
Oh, you can follow me at Gary Tro Comedy.
with no W. I'm at Harriet Kemsley. You're at Sunil Patel Association, and we please
I'm
join us
not.
on
I'm not at
Patreon.
Sunil Patel
You get an
Association.
extra episode, and so it's an extra 2
How do they get
episodes a
an
month.
extra episode?
We do
So
a
we do.
Patreon only
It's
one.
fortnightly
Is that what you were
normally
recording
and
before I got
weekly
here?
on
That's right.
Patreon. Yeah, so it's really fun. I said last time.
Yeah, if you
that
could
they're
not
my
give away our
favourites,
schedule,
but-
Gary, that would be great.
Oh, wait. Did you
No, it's
did you
fine.
speak about this episode?
Yeah, we're like fucking Gary.
Yeah,
recording
we
it
talk.
beforehand,
We are.
just
We're
get
ready.
stuff in,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. We're
Yeah.
very. I don't even know how we do that. Anyway, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Why is Harriet Crying. Support Sunil in all his endeavours. And,
Support Harriet in all her endeavours as well, and Gary Tro as well, please.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Bye.